Hello guys, so we are now in Dubai at Cardano Summit, and here with you Anna Tutova, co-founder of Coinstelegram, and our guest Sunny Lu, who is founder of VeChain. It's a layer 1 blockchain, EVM compatible, which is focused mostly on enterprise blockchain adoption and on sustainability. They have low carbon emissions. Great to have you here, Sunny.
Yeah, it's very glad to be here.
So can you tell us about your background and which year did you discover crypto first and how was it?
Well, actually this year is my 10th year's anniversary in crypto space. Before that, I was working in multiple national companies like 3M, Bacardi, Louis Vuitton. My last job actually was Chief Information Officer for Louis Vuitton, covering the Asia region. Actually, when I get into crypto side, actually it's nothing like today, actually. 10 years ago, it was only, let's say, technical geeks, very few traders. There are not much infrastructure like today, not mentioning about the regulation, basically nothing over there. But I feel like it's my chance, my opportunity, because I feel like the entire space of blockchain or crypto full of technical geeks. Very few people could understand, let's say, from business point of view, which actually was my job. As a CIO in Louis Vuitton, basically I was connecting between business and technology and try to find the right solution for business growth. So I feel that's my opportunity. I know both. I know technology and I know business. And then I start to get into the crypto space. I've been doing many different things, like mining from the beginning, did a little bit trading, and then in 2015, I finally decided to quit Louis Vuitton as a professional job, but start the startup journey. So VeChain created around the end of 2015 until now, so it's almost 8 years now.
Yeah, that's great. So did you discover first blockchain from the technology side, or did you discover Bitcoin 10 years ago?
Well, for sure, starting from Bitcoin first, because honestly, earlier days, I don't recall there was a word to call blockchain at that time. Firstly, I get to know Bitcoin. I think I was playing the World of Warcraft, and somebody was selling the game coins in Bitcoins. That's the first time I get to know about that. And later on, I think it's in 2013, we had a CIO seminar, like Louis Vuitton CIO seminar. So every CIO tried to bring some new technology or new solution, and I tried to have a crazy idea for Louis Vuitton business. And at that time, I was proposing the Louis Vuitton stores should accept the Bitcoins because there is no boundary in terms of nationality, in terms of currencies, and it's just so much good, decentralized, transparent, public ledger. For sure, they didn't take the proposal, otherwise they would be very happy now. But that was the time, during the proposal, during the research, I started to study about the Bitcoin white paper, and also even looking at the codes. It's not much, like 113 or 115 lines of codes from that days. And then goes to bitcointalk.org, it's a Bitcoin forum, and start to meet people, find meet up everywhere, take the convenience when I was doing the global traveling. So yeah, everything started from there.
And what was your first impression about blockchain technology and Bitcoin? Did you get straight away the value?
No, at that time it was not like that. Let's say from the beginning, I just feel like it's really, well, firstly, I have to be honest. The first time I heard about a Bitcoin through the game, I thought it's a scam, to be honest. I didn't even try to engage. But after I read about the white paper, even the codes, I feel really impressed about this technology. Because it's not only about technology per se, but also like ideology, the decentralization spirit, and the code is law. So honestly, in the traditional world, I think everybody is suffering, let's say, very high cost to trust the others, right? Especially when you try to build up some business relationship, the first time the first thing you should do is lawyer it up, try to protect yourself, build up some kind of solid trust between this kind of relationship.
And did you buy Bitcoin back then, 10 years ago?
Yeah, for sure. That's the first thing you can do.
Yeah. So did you sell it in some time, or did you keep it till now, like for a long time?
Well, some of them, let's put it this way, I accumulated quite a loads of Bitcoins. If I keep until today, you know, I kind of free. I have that kind of financial freedom, but I invest the majority of my Bitcoin holdings to get the VeChain started. Let's put it this way. So yeah, but I think it's a good decision, because it's not only about the money, about the profits, but also, you know, it's a mission. It's a purpose. From the beginning, we try to leverage or try to use blockchain technology to serve the world better, or to adopt the real world business, to, let's say, utilize the technology to create the real value. And we never change that mission. So I would say so far so good. We're still in the road. But I've been pretty exciting for the journey. There were lots of challenges and bumps for sure, but still very exciting and very fun, and learn a lot.
And how did the idea of starting VeChain come to you?
How I start the VeChain? Well, actually it was a very interesting conversation I had with Vitalik when he visited Shanghai in 2014, 14-ish, yeah. So we were talking about, actually even in early 2013, when I finished the research about the blockchain, Bitcoin, and everything, and I started to think about how to use the technology in any other applications. But Bitcoin has quite a limitation in terms of that. I know nowadays, you know, people are talking about a BRC20 or ordinals, that kind of the protocols. But at that time, there was not too many. There was a multi-coin technology. There was color coin technology, something like that. But it's still very limited in terms of development, in terms of functionality. So in 2014, one of our investors, actually our first investor, Shenbo from Fenbushi Capital, he was the one to bring Vitalik into China and also start everything from there for Ethereum. So we got a chance to like, sit together, have a conversation, and the idea from Vitalik, or from his white paper about Ethereum, in terms of EVM, a smart contract, is kind of opened up the new door. But for sure, we also see some challenges about Ethereum, even at that time. And to be honest, technically, they were full of bugs from the beginning. But it's very, very revolutionary idea. It was really inspirational conversation, get inspired by that conversation, and start to think about, well, I think it's the right time we can start to use the technology to do something to support the business. I was also thinking, reflecting some of the use case we did in Louis Vuitton, like a track and trace. I was thinking like, okay, if we replace blockchain to replace the database by blockchain, you know, that could create something different. So that's just everything started, and then we create the VeChain. Actually, VeChain means verification blockchain. Even now, it's kind of well known in the world, but at that time, when I registered the domain VeChain.org, VeChain.com, it's just $3. Like no one really cares about that. But yeah, that's I took the name and also create the track and trace project on blockchain. That's actually the first application we did on VeChain.
And now you cooperate with big brands like Givenchy, H&M, BMW, Walmart China, and etc., and help them with their supply chain processes and verification. So who was your first big client, and how was it easy to onboard them? And can you tell more about these partnerships?
Yeah, well, actually, Givenchy was our first client. Or we don't want to call it the client, we call it the business users. They are enterprises, onboarding their business activities on the blockchain and create applications, and we just provide the technical support to them, enable them to build up that kind of applications. Well, going to Givenchy, let's say, when we started, I have to rely on my personal connections. So actually, at that time, my very good friend, also mentor, he was my boss when I was working in Louis Vuitton, is actually the global CEO of Givenchy. So I got a chance to knock the door, to have one-on-one session with him. So I was, the process was very funny. I was trying to, let's say, explain what blockchain is. It was 2015 or early 2016. And so after 20 minutes pitch, Philip stopped me there saying, Sonny, I respect your passion, but I don't really understand what you're saying. So I used my kind of promise I got when I left Louis Vuitton from Philip. I said, well, okay, you don't understand, that's fine, but I promise you, just give me a one chance, let me try to build something, and then you can test it, you can explore it. And because he promised me, like, Sonny, you're a good guy. If you want to do something, if I can help, I will help you. So basically, I use my personal connection, get that kind of deal. And so he's very kind at that time. He gave us opportunity to build up some very simple application to support a new line of products. I still remember the name. It's a very nice lady bag. It's called Infinity. It's a very beautiful bag. I think the total supply was 1,592 pieces. And it's just 3 months about to launch. So I told Philip, like, okay, look, we will build something parallel, but help you, to track the products and for further supply chain management. So he said yes. And then I checked in some weird Airbnb place. I think in Paris, it's like a baseline, and traveled so many times between the warehouse, the manufacturer, and also the office, and starting working with Givenchy, even without contract signed, without nothing signed. But I think that's a spirit of startup, also a spirit of open source applications. 3 months later, we delivered that. We embedded one IoT chips into the bag, and also building up traceability information and some of the supply information secured by the blockchain, so we are able to share with others. And yeah, that was the first case. But after that, let's say the Givenchy team understand, they can see the benefits. There were a couple of very interesting use cases. They took the benefits of this application. So eventually, I think it's by 2019, we expanded to cover 100% of leather goods since then. So that was quite an interesting case, but it was our first case.
And how did you onboard others? Like, was it easy after?
No, it's never easy. Actually, I got a question during the famous Twitter space of Mario Nafo. Somebody asked, like, how did you land up hundreds of enterprise cases? I say, well, that's easy. You just talk to thousands, and then you will get like hundreds cases. So it's never easy. And let's say the enterprise adoption, it's quite challenging, not only about embracing some new technology, because also crypto is quite unique. We can see many good news from the crypto, but also we can see many bad news from crypto. Like recently, the highlights is FTX. So when this kind of, let's say, bad news happened, I would say people will have a bad impression about the crypto, about the blockchain technology. So eventually, especially when you go to enterprise in that kind of time frame, they were like, no, I don't want to talk to blockchain, I don't want to talk about crypto because it's evil, it's bad, it kind of steals people's money, something like that. It's a bad impression, but I would say it's quite normal in any kind of early stage of any technologies. It's like that. Even in the beginning of the internet, people criticize internet is a tool to use for terrorist attack or drug dealers or those kind of the criminal activities, right? So I would say it's not really the fault of the tool itself or technology itself. It's in their wrong hands, let's put it this way. So, but I would say our philosophy is just you never give up. You just continue to convince, try to persuade, and also the Givenchy case and also the following the other successful case did a really good help. So we can show them like, look, that's what Givenchy did, that's what BMW did, that's what Walmart did, and it really, really helps us to land more cases.
And how do you see the current state of enterprise adoption, and how did it change within the years, the understanding by enterprises and the willingness of enterprises to adopt this technology?
Well, I would say it's very good moment right now. Let's say I feel even like a sweet spot before the dawn, let's put it this way. Firstly, the regulation environment has made so much progress in the past. And nowadays we're talking about MiCA, going to be effective in 2024, whatever, Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai, almost like everywhere, even United States. I don't really concerning the United States. Maybe sometimes next year, after the approval of Bitcoin ETF, and also the regulation also will be more and more profound or established. So I think the whole world is approaching more and more maturity in terms of regulation, so which kind of paves the way for enterprise adoptions. When I say before the dawn is the previous enterprise adoption, because of the challenge of regulation, or even sometimes it's a compliance in terms of accounting rules, or like, for example, how to classify the crypto assets for any enterprise to hold. I mean, before there was no rules, right? People don't know how to do it. And most of finance guys or accounting guys, they just don't know how to book the assets. But with the regulation, and I would say that kind of challenge will be solved. And we feel like the future application will be with the token in play. We'll have a crypto inside of the application to carry that kind of value carrier, that kind of functionality. You're gonna open the new door, and more enterprises will be like, easy to go into the side, go into this space. Actually, we kind of, the last 4 or 5 years, like I mentioned, we work with hundreds of different enterprises, sometimes big, sometimes small, and we accumulate lots of experiences, and we understand more for the different industries. So we let's say we already gained that kind of advantages, and nowadays, when we talk to the enterprise, they have a very strong willingness to explore more novel design in terms of the tokenomics, gamification, and how to aligning or how to work with the community members together. I think they understand very well. Even before, let's say in the later stage of the internet areas, the business model already start to shift a little bit, from user traffic platform to be like a community management or community business platform, right? So you gotta be a fan, like you are Apple fan, you are Facebook fan, you are Twitter fan, and then they are able to do different type of business. So it's shifting from a user traffic platform to be a community business platform, and crypto Web3 is the perfect connector to those community members. So I think enterprise already ready for this kind of mindsets or ideas. It's just waiting for the last barrier to be removed, and then the door will be open, the new world will be revealed, and I'm pretty excited about next year. Actually, we have lots of plans in the pipeline, and lots of enterprise start to talk about how to use crypto, how to use token. To connect the users, to incentivize the users, especially in the sustainability area. I think that's like common sweet spot for many enterprises. They all feel exciting about our new ideas, our new narratives. So let's say I'm pretty excited for next year.
And can you share as well some of your recent partnerships or upcoming big partnerships?
Well, actually, there are many. I would say the recent significant partnership is we established a partnership with BCG. It's kind of like, it's not the direct like use case partnership. It's more like a preparation for the future expansion and scale up partnership. Well, you know, BCG is, I think, number one, number two consulting firm in the world, and also they have a very strong presence in the United States. They serve like thousands of enterprise clients, and even better, their global priority is focused on sustainability and new innovation technologies, for sure, including crypto, including blockchain. For sure, along with others like AI, big data, IoT, that stuff. But sustainability, new technology. So it's very matching, what we say. So in March this year, we co-authored the new white paper. I think VeChain is the only one project issued 3 times the white paper. We did the first time in 2017 and 19 as the second version. And March 2023 is the third version to focus on sustainability. So we create the white paper together in the title of Web3 for Better. So try to, let's say, our narrative is, let's say, enable different enterprise to facilitate every individual users to do sustainability together. So BCG liked the idea very much, and they brought up lots of sustainability expertise and also the future enterprise pipelines. And now we're just working on, you know, let's say the new initiative to build up the sustainability ecosystem on VeChain blockchain. And actually, BCG already signed up to be a pilot project or pilot use cases. We are in the middle of the process to negotiate and to discuss about the details of deliveries. So yeah, that's pretty exciting actually.
Yeah, that is great. And how do you generally see the current state of the crypto market? Are we coming into bull market or not yet?
Yeah, I would say, you know, like I mentioned, this is a 10th year's anniversary for me in the crypto side. I've been to 3 cycles, yeah, almost 3 cycles. And now we're into 4th cycle for me, right? So it's like, I call it like a World Cup. So every 4 years, it's a typical World Cup. So during the bear market, you work very hard. And then for the last half year or 8 months, it's a bull market. And, you know, you kind of scale up your success. Also, let's say, sharing the success with the communities. But this time is, let's say, a little bit different, I would say. Because I feel like, you know, the whole world is getting to know about the blockchain, even know about a crypto cycle more and more. And also more professional investors and professional players from Wall Street is seriously looking at this space. We're talking about the Bitcoin ETF for spot. The future has been approved, actually caused the last all-time high in 2021. But this time we're talking about a spot. It's even more direct value injecting into, let's say, the crypto space. And also in the morning panel, I mentioned like token 2049 in Singapore a couple months ago. I don't feel it's a bear market, to be honest. There were 10,000 people fully packed. I have to queue for the elevator, not just a queue for the entrance. So it's really crazy. I think more and more people understand the bull market will be like inevitable. So now you just have to keep building, keep to work on those deliveries, and you know, like I mentioned, whatever you build, whatever you deliver right now, you're gonna decide how high you can go in the bull market. So I think there are many smart people in the world, around the world. They just know that. So that's why they kind of get into the space. And I honestly, I don't feel this is a bear market. I feel like there are so many passionate people, professional people, more and more coming into the space. But for sure, there is still huge space to grow for the entire industry. I can give you a very simple number. You know, now we're talking about the crypto market is about $1 trillion total valuation, right? And actually, statistically, there is only 6 billion, which means less than 1% of money is coming from institutional investors. So imagine the big whales like BlackRock, Franklin, Cathie Wood, when the ETF get approval and they're coming to this market, that will be a huge growth space for the entire industries.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you for sharing your story and your thoughts with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.